Whiskey 9 X-ray Quebec.
Whiskey 9 X-ray Quebec. And what's the name there?
Quebec. And what's the name there? The name is Mark. It's Mike Alpha Romeo Charlie, and I'm in southwestern Indiana.
Roger, Mark, and give me that location again.
Southwestern Indiana.
Roger, Mark, and what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Mark, and what radio are you running today, sir? In the county, in Warren County, Indiana.
I'm sorry, Mark, I think we doubled, and what radio are you running today, sir?
I am running the ANAN-7000 BLE MK2.
Roger that. And why don't you give me about 10 seconds, tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us.
Okay, very good.
I got it off of the internet. It's they call it the W5GI mystery antenna, and it's up the apex is at about 50 feet, and it's kind of in an inverted V and drops down to approximately it's about 25 feet on one end, and probably about 20 feet on the other end. It's how it is whenever you only have certain number of trees and you can only go certain directions. So that's kind of the situation I'm in. Over.
Roger, Mike. Or Mark, I'm sorry. I have you on my local antenna. You have a very, very full bottom end EQ. I would suggest maybe not quite so deep into that 100 cycle area. Maybe I would take off 2 clicks base roll at 100 cycles. Minus 2 clicks roll out at 100 cycles from where you are. Roger?
Okay, there. See if that's any better. I did drop it down a little bit, and that's really at about 120 on the 125 cycles.
Right. I guess the next one is somewhere around 60.
Yes, that is right.
All right. Why don't you dump 2 off 60 also?
Okay, there's 2 off of 60.
I think that's a lot better, and be sure that your EQ from say 600 cycles through 1.2, 1.4, that they're flat, where they want to be plus or minus a 0, so we have a nice flat mid-range. Roger.
Okay, see how that is. They are set flat there right now.
I think that sounds pretty good. Now, tell me in 10 seconds what you like best about your radio, Roger.
Oh, Roger. Well, I'll tell you, I've had this on for, I think I got it May of last year. And I'll tell you, radio's very nice. I also have a Nikon 7300 that I don't use very much. I use it remotely. I don't use the Anon remotely. I'll tell you this, Anon, it just has so many features. The audio is fantastic. The noise reduction and noise blanker in it are just unbelievable. And when those don't work and you have QRM, the diversity really takes noise out of there, which are some of the best features of this radio as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, sir. It sounds really good. And I looked around some of the other SDRs, and I'm not really getting anything good off those. So I'm just stayed on my local antenna, and you're probably about 8 to 10 over on my local receiver. Roger?
Roger, you're 10 to 20 over here on my end, and I'm running just about 350 watts here right now.
Yes, sir. Well, today's not a real good day. I keep threatening to move this operation to in the evening hours. See if propagation might be a little bit better there, but so far we're still trudging away here at 3:30 till 5 on this frequency. Roger.
Oh, Roger on that. Well, I'll tell you, I do have a good copy on you, and I heard you in here, I don't know, it's probably been 3 or 4 months ago, and I just, I don't get on 40 meters that often, and I was kind of looking up and down the dial, and I heard you in there, and I thought, I remember hearing you talk, and I couldn't get in the time before, and I thought, well, if I ever get the opportunity, I'm going to get in here and see what you think about the audio. It's W9XQ.
Roger, Roger. Well, the whole thing about audio is, if you have a bunch on the bottom side, you need to balance that with a reciprocal amount on the top side, and all that should relate to a nice curve considering the mid-range. So I think you've got a nice curve there, well balanced all the way across. And, like I say, I get some comings and goings on the propagation, and it's not exactly what I would like, and that's the other thing that you need to consider when you do run a bunch in the bottom end. If you're working in less than ideal conditions, that bottom end sometimes can get in the way of perception of words, because bad situations where you have phase cancellations going on and your signal is being bent from maybe 2 places in the ether, and they're slightly distant between each other, and one comes down out of phase with the other, and the first thing that happens is that phase cancellation occurs because one is out of 180 degrees out of phase with the other, and it always starts from the top and works its way down. So the first thing you lose in phase cancellation is the top end of your signal. And if you have all of this bottom and you lose the top, then you become Mr. Mumbles. Roger?
Roger on that. I see exactly what you mean, because I've heard many people where they sound pretty muddy and everything because they seem like they've got a little bit too much on the bottom end, and that's definitely what I wanted to avoid. With my voice is not it's not definitely not a real good radio voice as far as that goes, but I get a little bit hoarse the more I talk, and I've been that way for many years, and now that I'm 70 years old, it makes it that much worse. Over.
Roger that, Mark. We have a spectrum analyzer on the set that is looking at audio all the time. It's been looking at your audio, and just in a word of explanation on that spectrum analyzer, it has 3 white marks, and the furthest one to the left denotes 100 cycles. As you work out to the right, the first one is 1 kc, then there's a blank spot, which is 2 kc, and the next white mark is 4 kc. So when you go and look at your audio, if you do, then you can see the spectrum analyzer, and also there's a chevron on the right side of my screen that will show you where I am as far as audio input. And mainly I've been on the 7300, which is flat down to 100 cycles. And so when you look at your signal there, you're seeing all the way pretty well clean down to 100 cycles. Roger?
Oh, Roger on that there, Jim. I do appreciate it. Okay, I'll let you go, because I'm sure there are other people who would like to have you kind of critique what they're doing as far as audio and help them out a little bit. I do appreciate you coming back to me, and you have a wonderful afternoon. So, like I say, thanks for picking up with you. KC9VKV, Whiskey 9, X-ray, Quebec.
Roger, Mark 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. From now until 5, we record live. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.